Okay, well, yesterday we talked about what might happen with Season 3 of MLB The Show 24 coming in just 2 weeks' time. And today, they told us essentially what's going to be happening with Season 3 of MLB The Show 24. So we're going to talk about that. Instant thoughts. Pretty good. Overall, positive. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me know in the comments section what you think. We're going to go over it. Leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. Let's just get into it. Today, STS put out a new developer blog talking about what we can expect with the new season, the final season that will have restrictions. There will be a season 4, but it extends to 2037. So we're going to consider this the big end for MLB 24, and let's talk about it here. Season 3 does bring another reset of the power curve that was reintroduced this season. However, player rewards will begin at 95 overalls and higher. Team Affinity is filled with 95 overalls, ranked seasons beginning at 97s. And it goes on to say the power curve is going to be even faster, even quicker, which seems hard to believe how fast the power curve was in Season 1 and, well, mostly Season 1. It was a bit subdued in Season 2 because they wanted to wait for all-star content, but I digress. They want postseason content, finest content to be 99s, to be engaging, to be fun, and that's exactly what we were talking about yesterday, right? Good cards to start the season, but you still have a bit of room to grow. I think that's a good place to do it. I still don't like the idea of resets. I think a more traditional power curve was better, such as MLB The Show 22s or MLB The Show 21, but if they're going in this route, at least for the remainder of this year, starting at 95s, good. And I'm really excited for the postseason, the finest content, what's really the meat for the people that are still playing at that point. 2 separate and 2 shorter XP reward paths lasting 6 weeks each. 35,000 XP long, and even a bit more. A 95 overall card at 20,000 XP, a 97 at 90,000 XP. Your first 99 overall boss at 160,000. Compare that to the 1 million approximate that you needed for your first boss within XP reward path of Season 2 and Season 1, and you see how quick you're going to earn this stuff. And with Head Start rewards that we'll talk about, you could nearly get that boss that same day or a few days after those 99 overall cards, which is exciting. Now, 2 separate XP paths, a couple ways to think about this. I don't love content that just disappears because that is what is the XP reward path. It's not another program that you can still complete. If you don't finish it, you're pretty much screwed. I will say this, it doesn't seem like a ton of XP that you're going to need, and they also talk about giving out more XP, even more XP than they have been throughout double XP weekends, and also increasing the daily XP cap. So I'm excited for the fact that we have 2 paths. I think that's something that's going to make people sustain interest, because on the flip side, you could say, well, if people get done with the path so quickly, what then do they have to play for? Having 2, I think, is pretty good. So I'm excited for that. And more of those Hall of Fame cards is definitely fun. And here is where they talk about that. The launch of Season 3 is your chance to fast track towards 99 overall bosses. At the launch of Season 3, there will be a double XP weekend over Labor Day holiday. And in addition, throughout the remainder of MLB The Show 24, the daily XP cap through gameplay is now doubled up to a maximum of 30,000. To clarify, if you didn't know, there is an XP cap on every day. You can only earn so much XP throughout gameplay. Now, completing a mission or progress in a program that does not count towards that daily cap, it's strictly through gameplay. I think it's pretty stupid that there is a cap restricting how much you can earn, because it's basically saying, oh, well, you don't want me to play your game. The reason for it is twofold. They, one, don't want people getting to those cards as fast as humanly possible that first day, but also artificially possible, potentially finding a bug to get that progress. I would say it's not necessarily fair to the player base to say, well, we don't know how to fix this, so we're going to restrict your progress and make you have to go at our pace, but at least it is doubled going forward. Season 2 recap. Let's talk about it. If you complete these 5 tasks, you will begin Season 3 with 60,000 XP. You need to complete the Hall of Fame Adrian Beltre program, the Moments of Glory program that just came out with Yordan Alvarez, the 2024 All-Star Week collection. You need 55 cards. You don't have to finish the collection, but you need 55. Season 2 awards, you have to get up to that second Lightning card, which is Brenton Doyle, in the action figure series. If you collect 20, you'll achieve that goal. You should know they are restricting when you can complete this. Last year, if you did the Head Start rewards at any given time, you'd still get this progress. They're making it clear you need to complete these prior to the beginning of Season 3 on August 29th, which is essentially 3 p.m. Eastern of that same day. And that's pretty cool. Again, it's nice for people that are playing the game to be rewarded for it. That's a good thing, especially when you're taking away what people have earned. Getting a head start to earn more stuff is a good thing, and they do make a distinction as well with 160,000 XP for the first XP reward path boss. You're 100k away, essentially, after you complete the head start goals. So you should get there very soon. Now, a reminder here again, what is restricted. Of course, rank season solo. You have to use Season 3 eligible cards, including Core Series and the few wild cards that we'll talk about in a minute. Ranked co-op, there are no restrictions. Battle Royale, of course, you don't own the cards, so there are no restrictions there. You will still see some of the out-of-season cards within the Battle Royale draft pool, but primarily it seems to be an emphasis on live series and Season 3 cards. Events, once again, if the criteria allows you to, you can use an out-of-season card. Conquest in mini seasons, it depends. It's on a case-by-case basis. I would say most of the time you can't. If you're talking about the team Affinity, Conquest, or mini season, for example, you cannot use out-of-season content. And then, of course, play versus computer, play with friends, casual head-to-head. There's also no restrictions. And again, that just boils down to my biggest issue is the restricting. People spending the time to get the cards and then boom, you can't use them. Now, there are instances where you can, like we've talked about there, ranked co-op, for example, specific conquest, specific mini seasons, but it's still tough. Again, I think they need more options like events. Again, if you're talking about an online mode for people to plug and play, where the emphasis is on team building, you'd assume you could use the cards that you've earned to build your team. So I think events should never have any season restriction. I hope they continue to go towards that path within Season 3, and we can finish out MLB 24 strong on that note. But that, I think, is the biggest kick to sets and seasons, right? Is the fact that you're losing the stuff you've already earned, and then they ask you to earn again the same player, a lot of times of the same overall that you already have earned. How fucking backwards is that? But, of course, you will get wild cards. That will allow you to use some of your out-of-season cards in modes that are restricted, like ranked seasons. Now, the wild card slots in Season 3 will work like this. You earn the first wild card simply by collecting one Season 3 player. So you're gonna get that basically instantly. If you collect 15 Season 3 players, you'll get your second wild card slot, and collecting 50 Season 3 players will not your third. Then they go on to say, once again, you can earn a fourth wild card at a later date. So it's almost exactly like it was set up in Season 2. It's just flipped around a little bit. Season 2, you earned wild cards within the XP reward path. Now you're going to earn them in the season collections. I would say they're by far even easier to achieve this time. I mean, if you play a bit that first weekend, you're probably going to have 2 wild cards already, which is going to help out. I will say I was hoping we were going to get maybe more than 4, especially considering you're only getting 3 at a max at first, and then you have to wait maybe a month until they're going to allow another one. I just think if you're going to go deeper into the game cycle, you would want more wild cards available at that point because you've earned more cards. Naturally, you're going to start off at higher overall, so it could come to a point where, hey, I don't really need these so much, but it's always fun. Whether it be for team building. Again, this is what frustrates me so much about the structure of Diamond Dynasty this year. They made captains way better. If you think about how often you see captains now compared to MLB The Show 23, it is night and day. Nearly every game you play against somebody in ranked seasons, they're either using one of the attribute-based captains, the cornerstone captains, or even a theme team. Like my Twins team is really good. It's really fun to use. And again, that just restricts it. Because what are the odds that the Twins get that much love once again for Season 3? Pretty slim. We know their postseason history. Team Affinity is back once again, Season 3, Chapter 1, and it's a brand new card series with the show-off of 95 overall Randy Johnson. 30 diamonds, 1 per every team. You can also expect to find a Mariano Rivera in the mix there. And a cool change here. Missions in Season 3 of Team Affinity will not have in-season requirements, which essentially means if you wanted to find a conquest map, a mini season, like the classic mini season, play versus computer, if you wanted to build out a theme team like my Twins, you can do so and grind Team Affinity progress. Obviously, once again, you're still restricted for using those in things like ranked seasons and where have you, but it's nice that they're opening up this possibility. If you're not a big online player, if you want to use some of those favorite cards and have fun playing against the computer, that option's open and you're going to earn Team Affinity progress for. It doesn't affect me a ton because I prefer to just kind of streamline my progress, get those TA cards as quick as possible, and have a chance to use them how I choose. But for those who want it, excellent. I'm all about availability for players. And finally, looking forward what's ahead in Season 3 and beyond. Throughout September, several programs will be dropping with new and exciting content, including a program celebrating Roberto Clemente, a comment making sure that postseason content will be here, which is nice to see, even though it's expected, and a little sneak peek on what's to come. Conquest Extreme, and of course, the Extreme program as a whole. Last year, my God, I still think I have hemorrhoids from playing it. The Ellie De La Cruz cycle moment took years off my life. I'm shocked that I'm not going gray yet. Though under certain lights, it starts to get a little hairy. That's cool for those that want it, of course. And the cool thing about this Extreme program is it comes in Season 3. So it's essentially a core card. That's an important distinction to make. Anything labeled Season 3, you might as well consider core because Season 4, again, there will be no restrictions. Overall, I like what I saw. I think they are listening. They definitely hear people's feedback that they don't want 89 overall cards to begin September. So that's good. That's great that they're listening. So it's not perfect, but it's taking steps. Improving throughout the duration of the year. Let's just hope, like I mentioned yesterday, that they can take that thought process and listen to people at the beginning of the year for the next year's game in MLB The Show 25. So we don't have this same exact cycle, once again, of everybody pissing and moaning and saying, oh, NCAA is coming out. I don't care about the show anymore. And, having the same thing happen over and over again. Because I don't know why they did that. Because that's what happened last year. We started to think we came to an understanding, and then they went back on their word. It was like a read op. Speaking of NCAA, it was like a read option. Whoop! They pulled it right from under us. So let me know what you guys think about Season 3. Are you guys more or less excited than you thought you would be now that we have some direct from the source information on it? Like I said, overall, pretty positive. I would rather not reset at this point, but I didn't expect that was going to happen. I didn't think they're going to never mind on the whole sets and seasons thing. The clouds just dissipated and everything's sunny once again. Maybe next year, 6-ish months from now, feels like years. Anyway, leave a like if you guys did enjoy this one. Subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching.